Yeah, so yeah, let's make another little quick little video today. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, follow my Instagram, follow my Twitter. Yeah, so today's topic, uh why virgins are important, right? You know, it's crazy that I gotta make a video on why virgins are important. That should let you know how much like how upside down things are. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into it, right? When I was growing up, right, when I was in school, right, you know, I was one of those dudes that jumped off the porch early, right, when it come on to getting women, right. When I transitioned from elementary school to middle school, right, I started understanding that girls were attracted to me. When I was in fifth grade, before I went to sixth grade, I didn't know that girls were attracted to me. When I got to sixth grade, I started getting love notes and girls started giving me attention. So I slowly started to understand that girls were attracted to me. With that being said, my first stage of talking to women, I wasn't really on having sex with them. I was more on like holding hands, just being a little boyfriend or whatever. You know, to come to think about it, my first sexual experience, both of my first two sexual experiences were brought on to me by the women, and both of them were older than me, right? But when I was growing up, it was a lot of girls, right? It was a lot of girls that were having sex that were very promiscuous, right? But there were a lot of girls. At the same time, there were equal amount of girls that really cared about their virginity, right? And I don't know where did that attitude go, right? I don't know if there's any kids that are in middle school that possibly watch this channel. You know, like tell me what girls are like that are 14, 13, 14 years old. Like what are they like nowadays? Like, you know, the big end of middle school, beginning of high school. You know, it used to be a lot of girls that really cherished their virginity. You know, they didn't. It was hard to have sex with them. If you were a player, right? Like you know, I was in school. You wasn't having sex with those girls, right? Because they wanted to meet some right guy to take their virginity. Because subconsciously, even if they weren't raised religiously or traditionally or conservatively, subconsciously, they knew that their virginity was very valuable. You understand? So it's like this mindset completely changed in the last couple of years. I don't know what's going on. Virgins aren't seeing the time of day like how they're supposed to, and men aren't requiring for their women to be virgins because they're low quality men. Um, I'm just gonna say this straight. If you're a high quality male, you're gonna require your woman to have less bodies on her, right? If you're a man and you have high standards, you cannot bend your standards, right? If you want a girl with one body on her, you have to get that, right? If she doesn't have that, there's no exceptions. You're just gonna treat her like how you treat everybody else. If you want a girl with no bodies on her, there's no exception. You're gonna treat her like you treat everyone else. You know why? Because a virgin is very important. Do you know what a I don't really believe in the ritual ceremony of getting married. You know, walking down the aisle with the long white gown. I can't find that in the Bible anywhere, so it's not really my tradition. Um, but do you know the white dress? The white dress in that marriage ceremony stands for virginity. It stands for virginity. Any culture that I have ever took half of the time to study, they believe in marrying virgins. People around the world believe in marrying virgins. A woman is not even supposed to get married if she's not a virgin. A woman is only supposed to get married when her father gives her up to whatever man is trying to marry her. Some of y'all not gonna like that, but it is what it is. It's been like this since the beginning of time. It's been like this forever. It's only changed for like the last 100 years, 150 years, maybe if, right? So yeah, it's a father's responsibility to give up his daughter to a responsible man that he deems fit, right? That can take care of his daughter. You understand? The reason why virgins are important is because one, they're so rare nowadays. Why do you think diamonds are valuable? Well, valuable to us. There are rich people around the world that have a lot of diamonds, but we're not talking about the exceptions, right? We're talking about to the average person because it's rare. Get a big fat diamond like this is rare. You gotta go dig somewhere to go find that shit, right? It's rare. The more rare something is, the more valuable something is. If you buy a painting and it's a one of one painting, or you buy a vehicle, it's a one of one vehicle. It's more valuable, right? So just the fact that being a virgin is so uncommon nowadays, that puts the woman that's a virgin above other women, even if she's not even as attractive as the promiscuous woman. The promiscuous woman could be 2 or 3 notches above her on a 1 to 10 scale, but her virginity is gonna make up for that. Trust me, right? They're rare, just like girls without tattoos. People without tattoos. People without tattoos are rare. I'm one of those people, right? I have a couple homeboys that don't have any tattoos, but it's so rare to live in a world where where everyone has tattoos, and sometimes you just see people without tattoos. Just giving an example, right? But yeah, virgins are more valuable than a girl that isn't a virgin. It just is what it is. What can you do with a girl that's not a virgin? She's already imprinted by somebody else. She's already got the DNA of somebody else. Somebody else is already floating around in her mind, physically and spiritually. Physically because their DNA is in her forever. Spiritually because she would never stop thinking about that man. Never. She could block him, not talk to him or whatever. She would never stop thinking about it. It will be a day when you and her together, and she'll wake up and say, I wonder how David's doing. She might not say it out loud, but she's thinking about that shit. If you're okay with that, that's you. I don't know what you want a woman for, but me, I want a woman that's all about me, for me. And the reason why I'm not tripping, and the reason why I feel like I deserve a virgin, because I know that every year that there's a new crop of women that turn 18, that turn 21, that are very young, and within this crop of women there are virgins amongst them. Right, so I can be a 35-year-old man and meet a 21-year-old woman ready to take care of her, and she could possibly be a virgin. You understand what I'm saying? Going back to men, men not holding their women accountable, of high status, regard of high status, right? They're not holding. So you have men that just don't give a shit about what kind of past a woman come from. All right, so that's why it gives off that's why we get the vibe today that being a virgin doesn't really matter, but it does matter, because deep down inside, men value a virtuous woman. They value virgins. I don't give a shit how beta you are or whatever, how much you indoctrinate yourself, or how much you brainwash yourself to think that you don't need a virgin, to think that it doesn't matter, and it's all about personality and connection and vibes and all that movie bullshit. That's how you know you're feminine. What man is gonna come to you and say, yo, my relationship is about connection and vibes? No, it's not about that, dude. It's about how well this bitch could listen to you, right? Can she goddamn do your bidding? Can she do your damn bidding, right? Yeah, you're not gonna like that because you're a little beta bitch. How can a man be talking to you, trying to help you, trying to tell you that women are supposed to do your bidding, and you're getting upset with me? How? You're a man. It's supposed to help you. They're supposed to do your bidding. What's wrong with you, right? So deep down inside, men only respect virtuous women. We do not respect the girls that be around, that be on the trains and getting trains ran on them, and on the goddamn carousel. We don't respect girls like that. Subconsciously, we don't respect girls like that because they're nasty, they're disgusting, they cannot be trusted, they're gross, right? It's just not natural for a girl to be disgusting like that, right? That's why, and we have so much programming. That's why we have shows like Family Guy. I don't want to get too deep into it because start a conversation like that is going to be hold on to 10 minutes. But we got shows like Family Guy. It's one show out of hundreds of shows that give us programming. It program us to think a certain way. Look at Peter. The dad's an idiot, right? He's supposed to be the leader in the house. He's the idiot, the biggest idiot of all. Fat and the idiot. He's an idiot. The mom, which is supposed to be a nurturer, caregiver, she's a whore. She slept with more people than she can remember. She's a thought. She's a bad mom. Chris is a goddamn loser. Right? He's a loser. Don't get no bitches. He's a type of dude to beat his meat all day, watch movies and porn all day. He's fat too. And all his homeboys are lame. Right? He goes to the video store and talk to the other lame dude that just sit down and watch movies he watched every single movie that ever existed. You guys know, if you watch Family Guy, you know what character I'm talking about. Right? The dude that works at the DVD store. I stopped watching Family Guy years ago, so I don't know. I think it's some new seasons, but I started watching that shit over like 3-4 years ago. Probably even longer than that. The smartest person in the house is a dog. Meg is a low confidence girl, and she's low key a whore. I remember there was this one episode when she had a pack of hot dogs, and she said that she's gonna pretend that the hot dog is the basketball team or the football team or some shit. All right, what kind of shit is that? The smartest person in the house is the dog. You could debate that the smartest person in the house between the dog or Stewie, but I would say the dog, because the dog is portrayed as an adult. He has a car. I think he had a job, right? He's portrayed as an adult. Stewie's a baby, a talking baby. The thing with Stewie is he hates his mom. When have you ever seen a baby hate their mother? That's some evil shit. Peter's best friend wants to smash his wife. The whole show is messed up and have us laughing on bullshit, laughing at shit that's messed up. And one of those things is Peter being married to a whore. A whore, bro. And him being stupid about it, and he's a beta male. Right? I can't even. But yeah, that's my take on why virgins are important. I probably missed out on some topics that were in my mind, but I don't write these things down. I just go off top. So yeah, Esco and Juddy out. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my my YouTube channel. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Until next time.